Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record Weekly Review Special, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon, currently held by Ashton Eaton at 9,045 points. Each of 10 games consists of a potential 1,000 points on offer, and I currently stand at 663 points for this week. We're starting to see a separation in the overall scores, as this week's 663 was for the first time lower than the previous week. Our best round was last week's 912 points, but our virtual best has risen considerably to 1,028 points. Our main reason for that is we've had a couple of games that have now started a new round. So with that restart, they go back to zero, and we try again to get that game up to 8,000 points. Alright, looking at each of the 10 games individually, in Football Manager 2018, the wheels have really fallen off the bus this week as the team has fallen into hard times. One loss quickly became many, but we did pick up 10 more points this week and are now at 52. In Stellaris, we started to see some rapid expansion and got ourselves up to 75 points overall. In Minecraft, this was the big drop in points overall, as last week we had 350 points, but that ended the round, which was far from the 1,000. So we've got some work to do there, and we got started on a new round and have 50 points currently. In Draft Day College Basketball, we again ended a round. Last week we had 65 points, but this week we are at zero as we're in the preseason and working on a bold strategy to reshape the team and build for the future going into this third season. In Crusader Kings 2, things finally settled down. We had some really long wars from the very beginning of the game. We also saw the death of our very first character, picking up 15 points there. In 7 Days to Die, we got through our first Horde night. It was very uneventful, but survival was the key, and we did survive. So wrapping up that first week, we had just one death, so 65 points out of the possible 70 that week. In Motorsport Manager, we concluded our first season. We have 149 points. Our last race was our best, creating quite the boost for the team. But of course, 149 points is far away from the 1,000 that we're going to need eventually. In Europa Universalis 4, an absolute tragic end to our inaugural series there. The Mayan Empire came to a quick collapse, as after a reform cost us more than half of our empire. When we went to reclaim some of that, we found ourselves ganged up on by virtually everybody in the region. Not quite everybody, but enough to where we were outmatched and beaten handily. So that round came to an end, and sadly ended with 0 points, is our only game still yet to score. In Factorio, we remained at 250 points this week. However, we did make some significant progress on a difficult area with oil, as you have quite a few steps to take to get that refined and useful for you going forward. And in Pro Cycling Manager 2017, after we had a very quick start in the very first low-level competition race, getting into the actual continental races, we had found some difficulties, but this time we're starting to see some progress, and our racer is getting a bit more competitive, and we're up to still a small total, but we're sitting at 7 points right now. So once again, this week we rounded up with 663 points, and that improved our virtual best to over 1,000 for the first time at 1,028 points. Well, that does it for this episode. Tune in next week to the weekly review special, and make sure to check out the videos throughout the week to see the progress in the Gaming Decathlon.